It's another day and the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Anastarcia, Palacious.
Good morning. I am Philip Simon, TGIF. Wake up.
Yeah.
I'm
I
up.
think you were talking to me. I'm here, but I'm getting up slowly this morning, guys. I hope you had a wonderful week. Certainly, I've had a busy one, Phil. How was yours?
Sleepless.
Yeah.
Sleepless is busy. It was good. The year is going by pretty quickly.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty quickly. Lots of dynamics, lots of changes happening. I was paying keen attention to the WTO conversations this week.
Okay.
I think a lot more needs to be done relative to educating our population about what that means and the impact upon industry. So yeah, let's keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Keep that
okay.
in
Well,
mind.
hopefully we can continue to have that conversation here at Bahamas at Sunrise. Maybe do a recurring thing as often as possible to have that go.
That's almost a team.
Yeah.
That's almost a team.
And in addition, they had conferences this week about the small business center that just opened
Last
yesterday.
night. Yeah, I missed it last night.
Some good discussions. They had a round table with Bahamian entrepreneurs on Tuesday night, and on Tuesday
They were all millionaires?
Yeah, they were all millionaires, Bahamians in business. And then on Tuesday they did a segment featuring historical businesses that have gone on for generations across the country. So that was pretty good
yeah,
too.
A shout out to the Heritage Partners and Francine and Andrea. They did an excellent job on that. It's just jewels. I mean, it's just telling the stories that may have never been told, and from the perspective of the business owners and the families.
Yeah, so
great
certainly a lot of positive things happening. Obviously, that conversation is still going on in Parliament about the sale of the hotel and what that's going to mean for Grand Bahama. And so an interesting week.
A lot of mixed reaction. That I just hope that we continue to talk. The conversation doesn't mind if you're opposed, but I think it's important to have the conversation.
For me, the conversation has to be bigger than just this hotel. It has to take a look at exactly what's happening in our tourism industry worldwide. It has to take a look at, you just had that conversation with the chambers about Airbnb and the way that that's shaping up and how tourists are spending. And so again, I think we need a bigger vision overall and to see how that all ties in. But that's another conversation for another time. We want to get started with what's going to happen on the show today.
Yeah, we've got brief here to talk about the marine protected areas. There's a protection plan that just came out and a national campaign for the Children's Ministry Day.
Okay.
Pastor Miller and his wife are back here today to talk about that. And Girls Guides are here to talk about their upcoming trade fair to raise funds.
Looking forward to hearing all of those conversations. Also looking forward to learning more from the Bahamas Special Olympics Committee. They're going to be here to tell you how you can participate in their Inclusion Revolution T-shirt Day. And we've got a teacher in studio that's doing an amazing conference to help parents understand how to help their children with homework, specifically reading and math, which of course we know critical. No matter how much you change the curriculum, those things are fundamental. So we're going to look forward to that conversation with her as well. Before we get to any of that, though, there's only one reason you really tune into Bahamas at Sunrise. Phil and I know you deal with us in the morning, but you want to see Godfrey Burnside. So here he is with a look at weather for this weekend. Godfrey?
Chief?
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Storm. Good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather at sunrise. Our surface chart shows that we have a mid to upper level low just across the northwest Bahamas. This is in the Grand Bahama and Abaco, and that was being supported by a tropical wave to the south of the islands, and that's triggering off some pockets of showers and thunderstorms and happen throughout the weekend. Pretty good weekend still weather-wise, but you have those pockets of showers and the possible thunderstorms. Satellite picture shows that most of the cloudiness is across the southeastern islands. In your weather today, looking at a mix of sun and clouds, still hot and humid with a few showers, likely thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon. Your high temperature 1 degrees Fahrenheit. Your heat index will be about 102. Tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy and warm. Showers, even a possible thunderstorm popping up. Your low to down to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 84 and 78. In Jamaica, 84 and 76. In Trinidad, 83 and 76. And the Turks and Caicos are 88 and 77. Across North America, Atlanta, 89 and 71. In Raleigh, 82 and 67. In Miami, 88 and 68. Dallas, Texas, 85 and 76. And Toronto, Canada, 77 and 63. Going to the weekend, sunny skies, still hot and humid, but you can experience a shower thunderstorm popping up by afternoon. The daytime will be in the 90s, and nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts her up in your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Just talk to me. Thanks very much, Godfrey. We have three lovely ladies in studio so early in the morning. Lashanti Jubb from the she's the conservation planner at the Bahamas National Trust. We have Kasarina McKinney-Lambert. She's the executive director of the Bahamas Reef Environment Educational Foundation, better known as BREEF. She's no stranger to Bahamas at Sunrise. And Shanique Aubrey-Smith. She's the Bahamas director of the Nature Conservancy. And they are all here to talk about the marine protected areas. And there's a plan that just came out this week. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Let's start a little bit about defining the marine protected areas, and then we'll jump into the plan.
Defining?
Yeah.
Right. So a marine protected area is just a space you kind of designate with boundaries that have different or higher regulations and rules than the ocean around it.
Okay.
So we have been going through the country for the last 3 years, going to each island, trying to get information from the stakeholders down there to figure out what areas they'd like to see kind of designated for special use or different types of rules and regulations and why. We've got some science information as well, so we tried to match the science that we were getting and some of the local knowledge that we've had. So a lot of the areas that we had proposed came either from the community or from science, or they were actually kind of joint. So the local knowledge kind of told us one thing and the science matched it, so that was always really great to see as well.
All right. And when we talk about the protection plan that was this week, what was the overall goal?
So the protection plan that we submitted to the government really was in support of government commitments for our country. We have been a leader in marine conservation in the region and in the world for a long time, starting with the creation of the Land and Sea Park 60 years ago, the first of its kind, not only in the Bahamas but in the world. And what we did is, based on, like Lashanti was saying, all of this information we collected from around the Family Islands, as well as from scientists, about what are the most important places we should be protecting and adding to our national protected area system. We compiled all of that into a document we're calling the Marine Protection Plan. And that was officially presented to the Minister of the Environment, as well as the Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources on Tuesday of this week. So it's now officially before government for their consideration, and hopefully we'll be getting them to declare some of these areas as protected areas in the near future.
All right. Well, what are some of the criteria that goes into the decision when you want to identify what the area is about and what section of marine resources need to be protected?
Well, we're looking at, a big part of it is looking at the benefits that our marine environment provides to us and making sure that we can protect those resources so that they can continue to provide benefits in the future. And so we looked at a lot of different ecosystems, from coral reefs to seagrass beds to deep ocean areas. And also did, part of the study was doing an economic valuation of our existing network of marine protected areas to really dig a little bit deeper and saying, look, we think that these are important to protect, but can we put some dollar values on these ecosystems that are already in our network, thinking about how they benefit fisheries, particularly our crawfish fishery, which is our most valuable fishery. How these protected areas benefit us from by protecting our shorelines. So coral reefs and mangroves in particular play a vital role, particularly at this time of year when we're thinking about hurricanes, in protecting our islands from storm damage. And there's also tourism value. So how do we make sure that we maximize this and we ensure it continues into perpetuity?
Yeah, I mean, the overall conversation is important, but certainly as it relates to tourism. What were some of the strategic recommendations that would have come out of the plan?
And so the plan is very comprehensive and ambitious. So we actually have included in there 43 areas around the country, starting in Grand Bahama, stretching all the way down to Inagua, that covers every type of important resource you can think of. We have important mangrove, we have important creeks, we have an area in Eleuthera that's called Seahorse National Park that's protecting an alkaline pond, which is extremely unique. And we found through research and information from scientists that this place actually has the highest density of seahorses in the world that's ever been recorded. We're recommending a location in Long Island that's actually protecting flamingo habitat on Long Island. So it's very comprehensive. It's looking at everything: whales, sharks, dolphins, flamingos, even seahorses, which you don't hear about so often. In addition to more of the traditional things we talk about, like our mangroves, our seagrass bed, looking at important spawning aggregations for grouper and other fish, conch, and the normal stuff we would talk about.
Well, that's excellent.
So we currently have 10% of our marine environment included within the boundaries of marine protected areas. And this plan takes us from 10% to our national goal of 20%.
Okay.
So that's the goal of the project.
Before 2020.
20
That's
so yeah.
2 years away.
20% by 2020.
So this is not the beginning of the process, but a very important next step. You know, you mentioned a lot just now. It's an educational course already for me. But when we talk about you launching PSAs, public service announcements, what's the key message that you're trying to get across? Not just to those in authority to get you to that 20%, but the general and wider population.
We want everyone just to understand that we're not just doing this for the benefit of one set of people. It's for the entire country. You know, our marine resources are essentially what defines us. It's very iconic to our culture and just to what being Bahamian is. We want to ensure that the things we enjoy now, we're able to have other generations in the future enjoy as well. We want to see the future of Bahamas
In addition
protected.
to that, it's not just about protecting a fish or a bird.
Right.
It's actually to protect us and to support our way of life and our economy. We have to continue to develop as a country, but we want to ensure that we're doing it sustainably. Okay, and so this is also driving at how can we ensure that we are getting the benefits as people into the future as we continue to develop.
All right. You have three very, go ahead.
Oh, and we also want people to get involved with the project.
about
We've
to
had a
say,
lot
yeah,
of public
people get involved,
consultation going into communities, particularly in the Family Islands. We also have a Facebook page. It's 242 Protected, where a lot of the information has been shared and continues to be shared. And there's a petition that can be accessed through the Facebook page. It's See the Future, Bahamas Protected, and we've had over 7,000 signatures on that petition so far of people who care about what we have in the ocean and want to make sure that we protect that.
Okay, three very important environmental organizations. That's definitely the way people get involved in the campaign, but how can they get probably involved or join your relative associations?
Well, definitely you can become a member of the Bahamas National Trust. You know, we are one of the protected area managers in the country, and as much support as we can get from the community, the better.
Okay.
For the Nature Conservancy, we really would ask people to take everyday action for us. It's we don't have a membership program, but we are trying to raise awareness because at the end of the day, collectively, all of us are having the impact on the environment. So we want people to think about, are you eating grouper or crawfish out of season? Are you eating legal size fisheries products? What about littering and putting garbage and whatnot in the ocean? So these are the things we ask people to do to really play their part.
Definitely.
And Brief is also a membership organization,
Okay. All
so
right,
we
great.
encourage people to get more information and really enjoy our marine environment. Get out and experience it firsthand, because this is what's going to certainly inspire you to protect it if you've
Absolutely, and
had a
service-
chance to go out on a reef.
And
And
serve us well into
Yeah.
the future. Listen, thank you very much, Lashante, Shanique, Casarina, for joining us on this edition of Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 32-FIRST or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening,
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
I'm a senior citizen and I embrace change. That's why RBC digital banking is the way to go. I can sit at home and pay all my utility bills, send money to someone else, pay my Visa card. It's simple, safe, secure, and it saves you quality time. I'm Beverly Wallace Whitfield, and I enjoy being an RBC digital banking client.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. The Bahamas Girl Guides Association is expanding their headquarters at the Fort Charlotte site and will be having a fair next weekend to aid in its completion of construction. Now, Girl Guides has been around for over 100 years in our nation, really helping to develop our young women. And so, of course, we want the public to come out and support them as best we can. We're going to find out more details about exactly how you can do that by talking with Dr. Ruth Sumner, who's the president of the Bahamas Girl Guides Association, and Sonia Adderley, who is the chief commissioner. Ladies, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good for having us.
A pleasure to have you. A pleasure to have you back, of course. I'm always excited when Girl Guides comes because you all have done so much for our nation throughout the years. And so it's always a good reminder when you do come on and say, we're still here and we still want to help and we still want to be a part of that contribution. And this time it's our time to assist with you guys. And this time it's because you're expanding that Fort Charlotte site. You've had construction going on for some time now. How long has this been a dream, a vision, a goal for Bahamas Girl Guides to expand that headquarters?
Well, we have been doing this now for a long time. I remember raising funds from I was a brownie.
Wow.
So it's been a while. But it was also the brainchild of Ms. Granger. And as she gets on in age, we want to make sure that she's able to see it, you know, and be able to walk into that building.
Okay.
So we are trying our hardest to make sure we get it up and running so that she'll be at peace.
Okay.
You know, she deserves it.
Okay. So it's been a long time coming. And you guys have actually started the construction. It's halfway underway. How much money is left needed to complete it to fruition?
It's not halfway on the way. It's a 3-story building.
Okay.
It's we've reached the first floor. We're heading on to the second floor now.
Okay.
The construction has started about 2-3 months.
Okay.
We off the we needed $1.4 million.
Okay.
And so we're hoping to raise the rest, and with the assistance of our guides, our friends in guiding, the general public, and the public sector and private sector, we hope that they will assist us in reaching this goal.
Okay. So 3 stories is a pretty substantial size building. Why is this building necessary now? People will say, well, you've been going this long without it. Our girls are still doing well in the program. Why do you think that this is something that is necessary at this point, and what will we expect to happen in this structure?
Well, we've outgrown the headquarters where we are now, if you see that. But of course, we can't do anything with it because it's a heritage site, historical site.
Okay.
And so because to be efficient in what we do, we have over 2,000 girls.
Wow.
And in order to meet the needs and to be efficient in what we do, we need more space. We need conference rooms. We need a hostel where students, guides coming from various family islands or internationally can stay. We need training areas.
Okay.
And so in order to do that, we can't do that where we are.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me, and certainly when you think about the impact this program has, the fact that it is a national program, and so you're very right. We have Girl Guides coming in from across the Bahamas and from abroad, sometimes needing places to stay. It seems quite logical.
Especially
and that
coming
we
from
would,
the family islands.
Yeah, and that we would want to honor something that's been around for so long and impacted so many lives. Okay, so we are halfway at the mark in terms of the funds, but we still need more to go. Only 1 story up. We got 2 more to climb, so it's up to us to help you do that.
And it gets more expensive as it goes up.
Yeah, I believe you. My husband is an engineer, so I know some things sometimes, and we can definitely assist as best we can. How do we do that? By supporting this fair. When will the fair be, and where will it be, and how much is it to enter?
Well, we don't have an entrance fee.
Okay.
The fair is going to be on the 29th of September at the Heritage Site, Awaki.
Okay.
We are starting at 11 a.m. with all the stalls being fully run by guide members and, of course, our partners. And we have a luncheon. We have tickets out, but the thing is we basically reach our mark we have set for selling tickets.
Okay.
There might be a few more left for purchasing, but of course we have a home cookery stall there where, you know, guiders can cook.
Okay.
So, we show that anyone to the fair would be able to get something to eat. We also will be having entertainment by our girls throughout the day. We are asking all our companies to get their girls ready to come and let them speak on issues that we have been fighting for: women's equality, violence. We stand against violence of all kinds. We are also now in the process of working on recycling. So there are a lot of projects that we are working with. And of course we have our girls. We have the headquarters we are trying to build, but we are also trying to build our girls as well. We are trying to ensure that they not only know what they are or who they are, but they learn to respect the country, they learn to respect themselves, and they learn to be better citizens for the country and the world at all.
All right, and so I know that one of those stalls will be a food stall. I know that we'll have some entertainment by the girls. What will the other stalls showcase? Will there be games or? Okay.
Yeah, we have a kiddies corner.
Okay.
And that counts with all the games and the face painting. We have the White Elephant thrift shop.
Okay.
We have balloons, ice cream for the kids.
Okay.
We also have plant stall, pony rides.
Okay.
Hopefully we have the Bunsen Castle.
Okay.
We also have what's the other one?
The
cotton
candy.
candy.
Okay. See, now you're talking my language, right?
And
All right.
we keep the children there.
Okay.
Yes,
We have hoopla and bingo.
And bingo too,
Excellent.
yes.
Excellent.
But one thing we are including is a guide shop there.
Okay.
This shop is to help sell guide items so that we can have more of our logo out there and we are seeing more. So we'll have some tumblers. Like I said, we are trying to move away from plastic.
Okay.
So we'll have our tumblers, we'll have our recyclable bags, you know, for you to take to the food store or things like that, because we want to, you know, keep the environment clean and healthy as well.
Clean, green, and pristine,
yes,
guiding way.
yes.
Now, so we know that the fair will happen at 11 a.m. on the 29th.
Yeah.
We know that there will be entertainment, an awesome time for the family to come on out and join you. There is no entrance fee, but of course you'll pay for tickets, and that's how we'll raise some of the funds.
Yes.
Is there a way that people can contact you? If they're watching the show today, they want to write a check, you know, we're going to speak that, that somebody just wants to write a check to help. How do they do that?
They can call the head office. It's 322-4342.
Okay.
Or you can come by the headquarters. It's easy to get there on Fort Charlotte. You can leave a check if you want to make a donation for the fair. Whatever you want to do, readily available. Or you could call my number 477-0597 or Commissioner.
Well, I don't mind. My number is 456-0573. But we also have an area at the fair where you can make donations. So we are inviting all our former girls, all persons who ever thought they wanted to be in guides. If they like our pretty uniform, come down and just, you know, support us.
Excellent. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Wishing you all the best with the fair and with the building. Of course, only good things happen when you come on Bahamas at Sunrise. So we trust that in short order you'll be back to tell us that it's done and invite us there to do a segment. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The main dream for generations has been home ownership. Do it home improvement can help make your dream a reality with our affordable home solutions. We can provide a variety of packages with beautiful home designs and custom construction prices you can afford. Granite countertops, custom kitchen cabinets, crown moldings, porcelain tiles, and lots of storage. Call us today at 427-9343 or 322-3130. We're honest, reliable, and trustworthy.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from Nassau and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
I started in 1974 with the first-born Bahamian principal, Dr. John Knowles. I am overjoyed because I've made it to the university. That was something to be proud about because I've seen all the changes from college to university. I am Mary Major Russell, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
So really on an
Children's Ministry Day. Initiatives, October 10th. All right.
Eleuthera
Miller.
Yes.
All right.
That's right.
Welcome back to Bahamas and Sunrise.
Thank you.
Oh, it feels great to be back.
It's been a year already.
A year.
It has. It has.
It's been a busy year.
Oh, it's been a very busy year. The initiative has been taken off like we can't imagine. We're excited.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible? The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from Nassau and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
The Bahamian dream for generations has been home ownership. Do-it-all home improvement can help make your dream a reality with our affordable home solutions. We can provide a variety of packages with beautiful home designs and custom construction prices you can afford. Granite countertops, custom kitchen cabinets, crown moldings, porcelain tiles, and lots of storage. Call us today at 427-9343 or 322-3130. We're honest, reliable, and trustworthy.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. It has been a year. We're very pleased to be joined once again by Pastor Ricardo Miller, the Acklins Miller, and he is joined by Allison Miller, the Eleuthera Miller, and they're here to talk about National Children's Ministry Day. It's been a year. The day is actually October 11th, but the initiatives take place from the 10th to the 14th of October. Pastor Miller.
We're excited about it. Thank you guys for having us back. The initiative last year was incredible. This year we're expecting to reach every denomination in the Bahamas. That's churches throughout the Bahamas, all focusing on the concept of reaching children. And this year's theme is leading for a lasting legacy.
Right. Well, if you're talking about the leadership theme, you're hitting the right topics, no doubt about it. So for people who may have missed it last year and don't know what this initiative is all about, what is National Children's Ministry Day?
National Children's Ministry Day is a concept of helping churches to develop children's ministry. Where we're developing that, we're training parents and ministry workers to evangelize children, and the importance of it is literally the heartbeat of every church.
It's the heartbeat of the nation.
Yes, actually,
Right.
yes, the extended, yes, sir.
Yeah. So the 10th through the 14th is the week of activities. What do you have planned?
Well, we have 5 events. We start off on Wednesday at the Diplomat Center, the Miles Monroe Diplomat Center, with a pastor's breakfast, a free of charge pastor's breakfast. We believe that if the pastor gets it, the church reflects it. And so we want to make sure that, And so we're making sure that we started off with pastors, every pastor throughout the country. We're inviting them to be a part of this breakfast. It's going to be major. And then on Thursday, we're having a children's ministry workers appreciation reception. You've served a year, you've given your time, your talent, your treasure. We're having a free reception at the Nassau Yacht Club where we say thank you for serving children. Thank you. And at the time, we're going to be celebrating 12 of most outstanding children's ministry leaders who have been serving for more than 25 years. Then on Thursday, we're doing some island-wide school assemblies. And then Saturday is the big deal. Saturday, we're having a national summit for children's ministry workers on the campus of Queens College. So we're expecting some 250 children's ministry leaders coming together with more than a dozen trainers from the United States coming to train the trainers. You know?
What are some of those topics?
Man, we're going to be dealing with how to build healthy teams, how to make church irresistible to kids, how to
make church irresistible.
That's
a half-day seminar right now.
Yes, it is. How to make church irresistible kids. It's possible to build a thriving children's program where children want to be engaged. And we're not dealing with the 1980 kids. We're not dealing with the 1990 kids. And so it's important that churches know that there is a way to do what they've been called to do and thrive in that.
Wow, excellent. Allison, why is this such an important topic, man? I mean, I feel the passion, but why is this, I mean, you mentioned it just now, but elaborate a little bit on why this particular ministry is so important.
Children are the future, and like we want to leave a legacy. We want to carry on even when we've moved off the scene. So we start at, what the Bible says, the breast. We start with the children, and if that is developing them properly, they will pass it on to the generation behind them. So it's really a legacy that we want to leave behind and to be carried on.
Yeah. Well, what makes this generation? I mean, you say, I'm a 70s, 80s, type of kid. But what makes this generation so different from, previous?
Well, the truth is, I grew up in Auckland for a while, and when I was in Auckland, we had one telephone in town. I mean, and there you had to go there and make an appointment to use the phone.
We ain't gonna say how long ago that was.
Right? But but the truth be known, you could be in Auckland watching this right now, live. And as a matter of fact, I can come out of here, turn on Facebook Live and communicate with a kid in Auckland this morning. So times have changed. And so unfortunately, we're creatures of habits and we love what we had rather than embracing what's coming. And a lot of churches love the traditional concept that they have held for so long. And that has to now be looked at so that now we identify the methods that has to be changed and principles need to remain the same. So we don't fight for methods, we fight for principles. Principles are eternal, methods change. And so what's different is that the children today have methods that are no longer relevant to that of the past.
It's like education. I mean, the methods change, but the message is still the same.
Still the same.
What is that message to the children?
That Jesus is still Lord. We're still trying to give them the message of the kingdom, but like Pastor said, in a different method, in a different way that will continue to keep them interested. Because the way I learned it and accepted, it'll be different, far different from today. So we want to always be relevant to them.
What do you say to people who are watching this show and they want to participate and they might still be on the fence? How do you get them out?
I would say that any church not reaching children is missing the future.
It's a dying church.
It's a dying church. And failing to understand that, failing to understand that the number of children on this island and throughout the Bahamas is increasing, but unfortunately the number of children within the walls of our congregations are decreasing. So if you want your church to last for the next 25 years, the next 50 years, the truth is 2030 is coming.
Right.
2050 is coming.
Right.
Will your church be able to sustain the concept of a relevant church to the congregation at that time, or will you be something of the past and turn into a motel, restaurant, or some lodge?
So you have the flyer there.
Yes, flyer with
persons can register at various websites.
They can go to my website, ricardomiller.com. You will learn more about it. The local number to call if you're here on the island would be 636-2213. That's 636-2213. They can register for our summit. It's happening. We're inviting children's ministry leaders from throughout the islands to join us at that.
Any, besides the trainers who are coming from the United States, but any other participants?
Yes, we have local trainers. Local trainers, some incredible voices that are here in the Bahamas that will be joining with the international presenters during our summit. And then the last thing, on that Sunday, October 14th, we're asking every church throughout the Bahamas to recognize children's ministry, Sunday school workers, celebrate what's happening for children.
Well, excellent. Listen, you got the Elutra Miller and the Auckland's Miller.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. Yeah, let's go. October 11th, National Children's Ministry Day. A whole slew of activities. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
So who really own a Nassau container port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do. Thank you. I do.
I do. And one day, he will too. I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Wait, that's Omar Little from The Wire. You think everyone is Omar from The Wire?
Wow, it's really nice to meet a fan.
It's like he's right here. Are you telling you he's been all type shows and stuff?
And you know, Rev Go Play plays a lot of good movies and TV shows.
Excuse me, can't you see we're watching something else? Rude.
Settle all your pop culture disputes with Rev Go Play. Watch, record, and stream all your favorite shows wherever you are. Free for all Rev TV subscribers. Rev, you and us together.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this fabulous Friday.
Fabulous Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Interesting discussions always on Bahamas at Sunrise, but the significance and the importance of our waters. You know, that first segment where we talked with the naturalists. Kind of highlights, you know, trying to get to 20% of marine protected areas. That's a pretty significant number.
It is, and actually we have one of the most protected marine areas in the world, so that's something to be proud of.
And we're trying to increase it.
And certainly we want to increase that because it is the most beautiful place on earth. Literally, you had that astronaut in space, Todd Kennedy, I think his name was.
I don't
recall his name.
What he said.
And he would
talking
come.
about we.
Yeah, he did. He would come whenever he was not having a good day, having the best day. He would just want to come and rest over the Bahamas because it was the most beautiful place from space. And so when you consider that, you realize that our natural resources are there, and we've got to protect it as best we can.
We've got to protect it not just from us, but we got to protect it from the outside sources that come to pillage
Yeah, certainly.
and steal and
because they recognize the value there.
Yeah.
And so it's really up us to do that. So a wonderful initiative happening with Brief. And of course, the Girl Guides were here. We're talking with them. They've been doing so much for the country over these past 100 years. And so really another opportunity for us to give back to them.
Years.
Yeah,
Okay,
over
wow.
100
Well,
years.
I was a Boy Scout back then.
Yeah,
so,
man, I was a Girl Guide and a Brownie. So certainly recognizing the importance of the work that they do. You know, and so a lot of positive things happening. We've still got more to come in the second half of the show. We're going to be talking with Bahamas Special Olympics about how you can be included in their Inclusion Revolution T-shirt Day. That's going to be a great segment.
All right, and of course we have a parenting workshop that's happening next month, and teacher Anastarcia Johnson is here to tell us all about it.
Yeah, looking forward to that conversation as well. But before we get to any of that, we're going to have to take a look at the weather this weekend. It's supposed to be a pretty good one. Hopefully Godfrey is able to maintain that for us. Godfrey, put in the man, you G-man, put in the word with the real G-man, and then we can all make it happen. Here he is, Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Star. Good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather, sunrise, a trip around the tropics. We have 4 areas for the morning at this time. 1, we have an area of showers and thunderstorms, some 650 miles to the east of the Les Antilles, moving towards the west. Over the next 5 days has a 10% chance of development. And then we're watching a non-tropical area of low pressure, 100 miles northeast of Bermuda, and that has a 20% chance of development over the next 5 days. And there's another non-tropical area of low pressure midway between Bermuda and the Azores. This has the highest percent, 70% chance as it moves towards the northeast. And then we have a tropical wave just off the coast of Africa, some 700 miles southeast of Cape Verde Islands, and over the next 5 days has a 50% chance of development. Elsewhere, tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, the combination of a mid to upper level low across the northwest Bahamas in the vicinity of Grand Bahama and Abaco, and also a tropical wave, and the northern axis will trigger off some moisture across the southeastern islands. That too will support some pockets of showers and thunderstorms over the weekend, but a pretty good weekend in store weather-wise. In your marine forecast, winds blowing east to southeast of 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas. Those winds falling light and variable at times. Easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Saturday, winds continue east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas. East at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. And then on Sunday, winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas. Northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Yeah, tides. You can expect a low tide at 11:07 this morning. Next high tide at 5:23 this evening. Low again tonight at 11:45. Sunset is 7:05 this evening. Rises more at 6:58. UV index 9. Your water temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And the moon phase now moving towards a full moon. External look, partly sunny skies, hot, humid, with a chance of a few afternoon showers, maybe a thunderstorm popping up. Temperature daytime will be in the low 90s, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That what you're up in your fun look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. Well, parenting is no easy job. When you see me looking rough on a Monday or Friday morning, it is because I've been put through the ropes, but I'm only dealing with a baby. Some of you are dealing with children that are much older, that are in the educational system and need to make sure that that is going well for them. We know that education transforms lives, and so we want to make sure that we're giving our children the very best. Well, teacher Anastarcia Johnson is incredibly passionate about this, and she's organized an awesome parenting workshop to make sure that you are on trend, which should be happening with your children. She's going to talk to us some more about that this morning. Good morning, Anastarcia, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Star. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. I love meeting people who are passionate about the things that they do, and I know that you feel very strongly about this. So talk to me about what this workshop is called and what is the purpose and intent behind it.
Okay, well, the workshop is called the Power Parent Workshop.
Okay.
And the whole purpose of the workshop is to empower parents to help their kids.
Mhm.
Based on research, and the good thing about the workshop is centered around research.
Okay.
So everything that is going to be presented to parents is going to be based on research.
Mhm.
Research says that parents who support their kids that are academically involved in their child's life, these children are children that will automatically have success.
Okay.
And so a lot of times parents just don't know how to help their children. They want to, but they don't know how to help them. So the whole purpose of the workshop is to let parents know some signs that they can look for if their child is struggling.
Okay.
Because sometimes they may say, well, he just reads slow. But a child that is reading slow is a child that is going to have some comprehension problems.
Okay.
And because this child is going to have some comprehension problems, because this child has to be reading based on their grade level at a particular amount of words a minute, then this child is going to struggle.
Okay.
They're not going to be able to get through the text. And because they're going to forget what they've read. And because they forget what they've read, they cannot answer the questions because they don't remember the text. And so things like this we want to focus on. So we want to let parents know some of the signs that their child is struggling. We want to give them some strategies to help them in terms of with reading and maths. Little things that they can do that won't take a very long time. 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, that can put their children over. A lot of parents don't even realize that based on the grade that their child is in, that child should already know a certain amount of words.
Okay.
And so, the whole purpose is to assist parents, but also to make them aware of some things that they should be looking out for. A lot of parents send their children to preschool, and they don't even know what the expectation is. If this child is in K2, then there are certain things that this child should know. And so it will help parents to monitor even their child's education a little bit closely. There are no type of questions to ask the teachers because they'll know the expectation.
Okay.
And so that's what it's about. So I have two fabulous ladies working with me.
All right.
One is a vice principal. Her name is Miss Yolanda Rule. And then we have Miss Karen Sanders, and she's a primary school educator with a doctor's degree.
Okay.
And so we've decided that, and research is what's driving it. Because I'm of the opinion that, whatever research supports is definitely something we need to look into.
Definitely. Now, I've heard you mention up to starting at pre-K, and then you talked a lot about primary school. Is this workshop only for the parents of students in our lower school, or can people who are parents of children in high school benefit from this as well?
No, the focus of this particular workshop is children that are in kindergarten to grade 3.
Okay.
And the reason why is because if that child does not get the proper instruction, they're going to struggle their entire school life.
Okay.
So we're going back to the foundation.
Okay.
So these are the critical years of learning.
Okay.
And so this particular workshop is focusing on the critical years of learning. Because if their child doesn't get it in K, then there is going to reflect, like I was telling someone earlier, what's going to happen is, let's just say it's GLAD. The child is taking the GLAD in grade 3. This child is going to end up, if they didn't have that support they needed, they're going to end up probably getting a low grade on the GLAD. They may get a D, right? And then this D, when you look at the child's record again, because I've done it, when you look at the child's GLAD results for grade 6, the child has the same D or G. Then when you look at their 9th grade, this child has that same grade. And then when you look at the grade 12 exam and BGCSE, this child has the same thing. And so the whole focus is we got to get the foundation right. And if we can, and if parents can, and if we can get parents to understand how important that foundation is, because actually the early years of instruction is impacting the entire educational system.
Okay.
And the minister has said, he talked in his national address about the number of students that are not in preschool. This is going to affect the Bahamas High School diploma. It's going to make it even harder for them to achieve their goal.
So, Anastarcia, you obviously are passionate about this, and we can tell that it just comes off of you as you speak about it. How can people get involved? That people watching the show, they said, okay, I want to take part in this. This is something that's critically important. Can parents reach out to you? How do they do that? How much is it to attend this conference, and when and where will it be?
Okay, the conference is only $30. We try to keep it as affordable as we can. So it's going to be held at BFM October 13th. It's going to be from 10 to 1.
Okay.
And We're going to have lots of resources for parents, lots of websites that they can go on to begin, that their children can go on to help them. We're going to even have little mini instructional sessions with comprehension strategies that the parents can begin to apply with their kids.
Okay.
And so it's going to be at BFM, October 13th, and the reason why we decided to have it at this time is because now school is open.
Right.
By now, some parents may have already seen, hey, my child needs some help. And so before we get to the end of the school year, we want to make sure that this child gets what they need now.
Okay. Now, how can people register? Can they register in advance? Do they
We're
register on the
having,
day?
the tickets are going to be available at Bahamas Faith Ministries bookstore, so they can pick up tickets there. Registration is going to be on that Saturday, and we're starting at 9:15.
Okay. All right. Well, Anishka, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was our pleasure. We really are passionate about youth here on Bahamas at Sunrise as well. So we're grateful that people like you are following your passion and helping other parents to do the same. All the best to you as you proceed with your workshop.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible? The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from NASA and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
The Bahamian dream for generations has been home ownership. Do-it-all home improvement can help make your dream a reality with our affordable home solutions. We can provide a variety of packages with beautiful home designs and custom construction prices you can afford. Granite countertops, custom kitchen cabinets, crown moldings, porcelain tiles, and lots of storage. Call us today at 427-9343 or 322-3130. We're honest, reliable, and trustworthy.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Acklins, we see you watching on Facebook. Going to let everybody else know that you can also find us on YouTube at tclbahamas.com. I think that's right, Jide? The TCL group on YouTube. In July of this year, the Special Olympics Bahamas celebrated 50 years. And one of its initiatives was the launch of a 5-year campaign called #Inclusion Revolution. Joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise is the National Director of the Bahamas Special Olympics, Mr. Gilbert Williams.
Morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good to be here as usual.
Wow, 50 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, well, actually, it's the international organization that celebrated 50 years this year. We actually had 40 years in the Bahamas. Okay. But the Inclusion Revolution is a campaign that was launched by the international or the global organization. Okay. So the Special Olympics programs all around the world have taken that on. And we here in the Bahamas are no exception. Okay. And what we plan to do in November is hold a T-shirt day with the #Inclusion Revolution. And so we're looking for support from the entire Bahamas, basically.
Well, speak a little bit to the mission and the purpose of Bahamas Special Olympics.
Okay. Well, the mission is simple, and it's a global mission, which is to provide sports training and competition for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. And so again, you'll find that as the mission all around the world. And so that is what we've been doing for the last 40 years here in the Bahamas. Sports, we are a sports organization at the core, even though we provide much more services than just the sporting aspects of it. And so, this T-shirt day that we're holding actually is to assist in raising funds leading up to our next major event, which is the World Games, the Special Olympics World Games, that will be held in March of next year in Abu Dhabi.
Really?
And so that's really where we're leading up with this.
And we're anticipating, obviously, participants from the Bahamas?
Oh, yes, of course. We're looking to take a 40-member delegation, and so definitely the support from the Bahamas is going to become crucial.
Yeah. What are some of the disciplines that will be participating from the Bahamas?
Well, the Bahamas, we actually train in 7 different sports.
Okay.
Bowling, bocce, tennis, swimming, athletics or track and field as we call it, soccer and basketball. They're the sports that we participate in. Worldwide, Special Olympics has over 30 sports in which they provide training and competition. They're winter sports, summer sports. Obviously, we don't participate in any of the winter sports, but 7 sports right now. Hopefully, we'll be able to add 1 or 2 more in the not too distant future.
When we talk about joining the inclusion revolution, obviously those with disabilities, no matter what they may be, still play a very important role within our communities.
Right, exactly. This whole thing of the inclusion revolution, like we said, it's a 5-year campaign, and really the whole idea behind it is to raise, not just raise awareness or continue to raise awareness, but to get communities all around the world to include persons with intellectual disabilities. And we're talking about your church communities, the sporting communities, neighborhoods, everybody, because it's a fairly common thing, particularly here in the Bahamas, that we tend to leave out or not include persons with intellectual disabilities because we make certain assumptions that they have nothing to offer, and that is so far from the truth. And so this revolution is to create inclusion for persons with intellectual disabilities.
To erase the stigma that is sometimes associated with disability.
Right,
and
exactly.
thinking that they are disabled in their abilities.
Exactly, and you know, the sad thing about it is that even right down to some of the families, we have some really good supporting families for some of our athletes. But we find that in the Bahamas, all around the world, but in the Bahamas, there's still even family members that don't provide the level of support for these individuals that should be. And again, we tend to think that their abilities are far less. But I can tell you and I can assure you that there are persons with intellectual disabilities that the abilities that we are able to focus in or zoom in on those individuals, you'd be surprised to know just how fantastic these persons are.
Really are. That's excellent. I love that you used the word fantastic. So, T-shirt Day, and this is International T-shirt Day, or this is National T-shirt Day on the 30th of November?
This is for the Bahamas.
For the Bahamas,
right, yeah. This is a initiative that we're launching that fits in with the inclusion revolution. And again, like I said, it's to assist in raising funds for our travel to the World Games. The T-shirt Day will be on November 30th, but the order deadline for the T-shirts is October 15th. So we're asking the entire Bahamas to get involved. Individuals, companies, you can just call us at the office, 356-2433, or you can reach us on mobile contacts, 359-3558 or 477-0304. We'll get you an order form. Again, like I said, whether it's an individual, whether it's a family, whether it's a neighborhood, whether it's a church group, a company, and we're asking the companies, even if you're not going to sponsor the shirts for your employees, to allow those who are willing to participate to wear their shirts on that particular day. And it is a Friday, so most organizations have casual day on a Friday. So, we're expecting that every family, every individual that has a brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle that has an intellectual disability, we're expecting them to participate, purchase a T-shirt from us, and wear the T-shirt on that day.
Well, excellent. Brother Williams, thank you very much. And of course, people don't have to wait
Exactly.
until that day to make a contribution to Special Olympics Bahamas.
Exactly.
All
We
right.
Contribution can be made at any
At any
time. Just contacting us at one of the numbers. We're also on Facebook, Special Olympics Bahamas, and they can also email us in at info@specialolympicsbahamas.org.
Well, listen, thank you very much. You can't miss them.
Always a pleasure being
always
here.
a pleasure. Thank you very much, Brother Gilbert Williams, the National Director of Bahamas Special Olympics. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Davriel, and welcome to Rev Tips, where we answer your most important Rev service questions. Today's question is, how do I set up a Rev My Account? It's super easy. To create a Rev My Account, simply visit www.cablebahamas.com and click the My Account icon. Next, select the Create Account option. Please have a copy of your latest statement on hand. Enter the information as it appears on the statement to the respective areas on the form. When you've finished, click Create Account to continue with the process. Once you've registered your account, you can use your username and password to check your account balance, view past statements, and pay your bill online. And that's your Rev Tip for this week. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us next time.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Thank you all so much for tuning in today. We hope you enjoyed this show. Looking forward to seeing you again on Monday.
Yes, indeed. But until then, have a wonderful weekend.
See you then. Bye.